call this meeting to order with the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The prayer, please. I was going to say I'm echoing.
Thank you so much. Father, in the name of Jesus, we come before you and we thank you for the city council and what they do, Father. I thank you, Father God, that you establish righteousness and justice. Father, I pray that we can walk in that direction in fullness that you provide. Father, I thank you for the winter. Thank you for the snow. I thank you for protection over the city and its doings. That your spirit would be round about each individual in holiness in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mayor Williams?
Here.
Councilor Burke?
Here.
Councilor Berger?
Here.
Councilor Cole?
Here.
Councilor Smith?
Here.
Councilor Taylor?
Here.
Councilor Zimmerman?
Here.
Roll call is complete, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. I welcome everyone here tonight, those in the audience and those online. I do have a couple of announcements. A couple of them are fairly long. One, I want to remind you that there's a public meeting Wednesday at 6 p.m. In the Ponderosa room. The EPA is hosting this meeting regarding the mercury incident that they are cleaning up. And they are also making available home inspections. If you are interested in having your house looked at for mercury, you can call Eric Sandusky 720-768-3514. And I would want to note that the Spruce Street is now open, so you can park in the rear for that meeting. I want to note that the Timberlands subdivision preliminary plat public hearings will be on the 15th for the annexation and the zoning and the preliminary plat. We'll be taking public comment, public hearing for those regarding that subdivision. And then we have openings on the planning board, and we're taking applications for the planning board. You could be, there's one for you can be the planning area boundary, which is 1 mile around the city, or a resident of the city of Libby. And then there's also taking applications for the city council vacancy that we're going to have. So, any other announcements? Okay, so we'll move on to approve minutes for the regular meetings 1688, dated November 3rd, and 1689, dated November 17th. Two notes for those. One is that the 1688 meeting actually says approved at the top, and it's actually unapproved. And the other one is regarding the minutes 1689. It was said in there that the NRCDP meeting, funds available were from International Paper. We need to correct that, and so it was actually said, but the money is actually from a W.R. Grace settlement. So,
Make a motion to approve regular council meeting minutes 1688 and 1689.
Second.
okay. Any corrections or additions other than the one I just noted that we'll need to correct or make a note regarding? Council? Okay. Public comments regarding our minutes? Mr. Orr?
Madam Mayor and Council, I'm D.C. Orr, 1117 Nevada Avenue. These minutes have been, I'm not sure how to say it. They're so inaccurate as to be just absolute lies. Now, the last several times that I've stood up here to explain that you guys can't lie to the public, I've been shouted down. And so what I've done tonight is I have put my comments on paper, and you can read my comments. And the audience that way won't be subjected to watching you guys break the law again and again and again where it comes to allowing the public comments. So there you go.
Any other public comments regarding these minutes? Any other public comments? Any other public comments? Okay, seeing none. All in the favor of the motion to approve?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The minutes are approved. That brings us to our staff reports. The first up is the city administrator's report.
Yes, Madam Mayor and Council, good evening. The lower reservoir, right now, Andy is waiting to get a good time with Noble to go up there and complete those repairs. Once again, they're going to put some basically large geo sandbags around the cracks. They're going to seal it with JB Weld. Then we're going to backfill some clay behind it and replace the root wrap, and this will be that, hopefully that long-term temporary fix until we can get the PER out and get the funding set up to get that whole thing replaced. But we're looking at about $3.8 million for the project, and we can only get $1 million in grants, so it's either coming up with the cash in the capital improvement plan or borrowing money. For the sewer right now, we're going to have a PER startup meeting tomorrow between 2 and 3 o'clock. We'll be sitting down with the engineers, and we'll go over what the requirements are, the timelines, and make sure they're focusing on the priorities that the city's wanting to set for that. The good thing is we're looking at having it done probably in May, so that'll be a good thing to make the next grant cycle for the sewer. The spoil pile, that's on the agenda for this evening. Like Madam Mayor said, phase 2 of the Spruce Street reconstruction is completed. But there's a lengthy list of discrepancies that'll be getting fixed in the spring. It hit too late in the year to have those things fixed, so we'll have TCI out there repairing it come spring or early summer. So everybody that needs to go to the Department of Revenue or Ponderosa will be going back to that side. Department of Revenue now has the back door closed on this side of City Hall. This morning we submitted for a $30,000 MSEP grant for the wastewater PER. We've already been approved $40,000 through RRGL. It's going to be a $78,000 project, so we're trying to get another $30,000 from MSEP. The City Council already approved that putting in for that grant last year, so we're just submitting again off of that same approval because we did not get the grant last year. We did hire a new deputy clerk treasurer, Raimundo. Great young man. Evelyn's been here all of 4 months right now, and she's really doing good. And we feel that Raimundo's going to complement her and the city well, just by his personality and his attention to detail. So we'll see how that goes. And again, as the mayor said, we're going to be out looking for a vacant council seat. So anybody knows somebody, if you could talk to them, this is a great place to do something about your community and have an effect on everybody. So if you know anybody, please have them come in here to City Hall. They can pick up a application for appointment up front, or I can give them one. There's also one on the city website under the How Do I tab. And everything else is on the agenda, Madam Mayor and Council. Is there any questions?
Anybody have questions? Okay, thank you. Street supervisor?
Good evening, Madam Mayor and Council. So month of November, we were rather busy. Leaf pickup was completed. We replaced the hoist cable on the lower dam for 2 arms. That's what we used for a picking apparatus to pull the screens to clean them. The cable was old and frail. It was in very poor shape, needed replaced. We had 3 tree removals last month. One on 6th Street was rotten, and we had 2 down at the Fred Brown Pavilion. We've been busy jetting, lots of sweeping and pothole patching. We've also replaced 20 faded stop signs throughout city limits. They just aged and faded, so we've been working on that. Street Department employee Ryan Wood, he completed his CDL class, so he has a licensed CDL driver now. Both loaders, grader, de-ice truck, and in-dumps have all been through the shop and prep for winter snow removal. We did receive the in-dump from DOD that we were talking about prior. That's in the shop now. We've been doing some brushing on the west side of Riverfront Park, right along our property line. That's just dilapidated, brush, dead, just looking nasty. So we removed all that. We had 1 water disconnect up by the golf course. They're on well service now. There was 1 fire suppression lateral install at the new Cabinet Peaks rehab building on 2nd Street, where they're adding on to that building there. So we're putting in fire suppression system. We had 2 water main taps on Commerce Way, and that's for the housing project. Also a few new valve installs for future use for isolation. We had new water service line at the Sloop Trailer Court, and we've been just been busy making minor repairs and some maintenance on the police department cruisers. We had a water service line replacement on Mineral Avenue in front of the coffee shop. Went from the main to the curb stop. That is a city responsibility. We ended up having to replace a portion sidewalk panel and some asphalt patching that was completed last week. Like Sam said, Spruce Street project's wrapped up for the season. Punch list items have been identified, so they'll be addressed. I think we're going to walk it down tomorrow, and then I think maybe the engineer will be in, and we'll just make sure his list and the engineer and the contractor's list, my list all match. Like I said, all our summer equipment that we use has been cleaned up and winterized for the winter. And we placed a new valve cammerizer for better access behind the Dave Thompson Search and Rescue building, to make it easier to get on that valve, accessibility wise. And then the star was turned on Friday morning after Thanksgiving. Guys have been really busy. I'm really proud of them. They worked hard all summer long. I don't feel like we missed a lick. We had a lot of work to do. We got a lot of work done. Very, very tickled. Great group of guys. Very proud of them. Probably the last thing I get the chance to see you and Melissa. Thank you for helping me and the community and your fellow council members. And that's all I got. Any questions?
Any questions? Thank you.
You're welcome.
Chief of Police.
Good evening, Madam Mayor and Council. This month we had 357 cases we responded to. 2024 we had 167. We responded to 3 assaults, 10 disturbances, 5 threatening calls, 2 thefts, 5 mental health calls, 0 vagrancy calls, 25 public assists, 1 juvenile problem, 5 walkthroughs, 22 city ordinances, 31 suspicious people or vehicles, 5 crashes, 4 DUIs, 130 traffic stops, and 63 agency assists. So we've been very busy, which is actually interesting to say because it actually is a little bit slower month for us. So as people are digging in for the winter, they're slowing down, which is a good thing, but we're still excited to keep moving forward. Speaking of snow, though, today's been a nice reminder for everybody that the roads are very, very slick. Currently, I think we're up to about 10 crashes today, not in city limits. We had 1 in city limits, the rest have been all out in the county. But it's a good reminder for everybody that we need to make sure we're slowing down with the inclement weather, giving ourselves plenty of time to get wherever we're going, and just don't be in a rush. As of right now, we've got deputies all across the county responding to crashes, MHPs stretched thin. There are at least 4 ambulances out right now, so our ambulance crews are completely wiped out. So make sure we're being safe, slowing down, so we're getting where we need to safely. And then I would say with the snow, we need to remember to keep our cars off the roadways so the street crew can do their job, so we can have nice maintained roads, do their due diligence. So yeah, that's what I got for November. Any questions?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Finance.
Yes, Madam Mayor, I do have one item, Council. It's about a week and a half ago, I got an email from our auditor's office and received all the documents and paperwork that I need to get our AFR done. So I'll be able to get that finished before the end of the month and get that submitted. And the due date's the 31st, so better get on it. That's all I have.
Okay. Council committees, building.
Nothing at this time.
Cemetery and Parks, I was able to get a hold of Matt Backen really fast before the meeting. Those wings are up at Montana Machine. Montana Machine's going to clean them up a little, and I don't know quite what this means, but Charlie Burgett was on the call as well. They're going to make them look a little more toddish, whatever that means. And so, so that the plaque will actually fit onto the frame of the wings, and they're still scheduled to go in at the school. Okay, so that's the latest update. We'll see what happens from there. Fire.
Yes, I've got October and November's reports. Libby Volunteer Fire Department responded to 9 calls in the month of November 2025. 4 calls in the city, 5 calls were in the rural fire district, 1 structure, 1 vehicle, 2 chimney, 3 false alarms, 2 miscellaneous, put them at 102 calls. And then for the month of November, again, they had another 9 calls, 5 calls in the city, 3 calls in the rural fire district, 1 call was outside of the city and rural fire district, 1 vehicle, 2 ambulance mutual aid, 2 false alarm, 1 fuel spill hazmat, and 3 miscellaneous, which put them at a total of 111 calls for 2025 so far. And I think after today, they'll already have that beat for December.
Thank you.
You said that both of those were November?
October and November. First one was October.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, light streets and sidewalks.
We have a meeting on Wednesday at noon, and then we have things on the agenda.
Okay, and I do want to point out, as part of the supporting docs, I did put out a document from the BFW. It's a proposal that they would like the city of Libby to lease their parking lot for downtown shoppers. I'm putting that into the streets committee as well, so they can review it and come forward with a recommendation regarding that. Okay? No ordinance, water and sewer?
Nothing to report
Okay.
at this time.
Okay, that would bring us to the point on the agenda where we're public comment on not agenda items. So to ensure that everyone understands how to engage with this public proceeding, this is a dedicated public comment period on our agenda. It's time for the public to comment on any matter that is not on tonight's agenda, but is within the jurisdiction of the city council. It's a comment period, not a question and answer period. Each person is limited to 3 minutes. And you just, if you have a comment to make, step to the podium and state your name and address. And Sherry, you came really late with your request regarding that museum request. The only place I can let you talk is your 3 minutes at this point. We can't make any decisions because it's not on the agenda. So you step to the podium and discuss your proposal. You have 3 minutes. I'm sorry.
Thank you, council members. I apologize, first of all, for being late in coming before you and getting additional information to you. The Heritage Museum specifically wants to invite you to join them in their application for the Montana Tourism grant, the 5-year Montana Tourism grant. The museum has applied for that in the last 2 years, and we haven't gotten it, but we were really close last time. And they did talk to me on the phone, and they did tell me what they need to see in the next application, and I have made those changes. We have an update now. We have a draft feasibility study for the Shea Locomotive Project. And basically, the draft says if you build it, they're already going, enough of them are already going past, but they will stop, and there will be enough at $10 to $12 a ticket to ride the train. There will be enough to sustain annually the maintenance for the train and the insurance for the train, and have a little left over for the museum. So the museum never intended to make money on that project. It is an exhibit. It is a logging history, early 1900s logging history exhibit. So we will have the final for the feasibility study. We asked them to make some changes, and so it will be by the end of this month, in time for the January application, January 22nd application for the tourism grant. The feasibility study findings were that Libby can expect $1.2 million per year coming in due to the train exhibit running. And that is in lodging, meals, gas, and incidental spending, gifts and things. And that's not at the museum gift shop, that's in town. The museum gift shop is separate, and the ticket sales are separate, because that only goes to the museum. And the museum is only asking for the feasibility study recommendation. We are only asking for $550,000 of the $2.75 million in the allocated for the grant. Because that's one of the things that the state told us. More of the percentage, higher percentage of the grant needed to be go into community projects, not just the museum shade.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
We can put you on the next agenda so you can explain further. Okay? Okay. Any other public comments? Any other public comments?
Good evening, Madam Mayor, Council. My name is John Beebe, 410 7th Avenue North. I made a special trip to come in and speak to you basically in the course of these events. So we're in between the holiday seasons, we're giving thanks, and we say thanks to things we've gotten, but yet we look forward to the hope in the spirit of what is to come. So in that, we've had an election recently, and I've dealt with all of you personally over the last few years, and I wanted to express my gratitude to everyone leaving us for your public service. And I want to express my support to you all leaving in your future endeavors. I really appreciate the fact that you did the public service that you did. Those are some really tough chairs, and you've heard that from me before. I'd also like to welcome everyone into their new seats. I know that some are not here, but I would like to express my support to them as well in their endeavors of the future, and my gratitude for their public service. In a larger sense, us as a community, public discourse is public discourse done in a civil and productive fashion. This is what our country is based on, the free and open exchange of ideas. And to endeavor in that service to the public, I really want to express my appreciation to all of you. Over the last couple of years, you win a few, you lose a few, but in the event of these times and these situations, we have to remember our humanity in our community. And at the end of the day, we're all friends and neighbors. And I want to wish you all the best, both in the past, and thank you, and in the future. You have my support, and please reach out. My ears are open. And again, thank you all for your service.
Thank you. Any other public comments? Other public comments? Other public comments? Then we will move on to our new business. First up is to approve WWC's engineering plans to build a parking lot at Flower Creek Cross Country Ski Course. I did not redistribute those plans. I thought we had had them out several times. We did include the cost estimate that WWC provided. If there are any questions from the council?
I had a question. So nothing that we're voting on tonight will hold us responsible for plowing that parking lot once it's completed, correct? Like, who would be responsible for
the
plowing?
county
once
plows
it's
up there at this
Okay.
point.
So the city's
So,
not responsible for
at this point, we would not necessarily be responsible for keeping it plowed and that kind of stuff. We
Okay.
never have been.
Okay.
Okay? Anyone else?
One of the concerns I have about
Okay.
this is that expense for maintenance of this parking lot to the city. I think that that's something that this is benefiting the Cross Country Ski Club, and they should be responsible for any maintenance to that parking lot.
Okay, any other comments or questions?
No, I could support Mr. Taylor's comments on that.
Okay. Any other comments before I open public comments? Okay, any public comments regarding the parking lot plan or support? Any public comments? Mr. Orr?
So the last time I stood up here to comment on this issue, I was shouted down before we could talk about the accident that happened in the drilling program and the materials that were dispersed in the base of the dam.
Point of order. It
Yes.
has nothing to do with the parking lot itself.
It
That's
does.
what we're, no, it does not.
If you allow me to finish.
It does not, Mr. Orr.
So those hazardous materials were buried in this pile you want to spread around above our water supply.
Okay,
Now,
Ms.
Brian knows this, he just doesn't want me talking about it. But if you guys don't do something about those hazardous materials that were buried there, that's why the contractor was allowed out of his contract for removing that pile.
Point of order still.
Okay, I would agree with
Good
you.
luck with it. When
I-
baby starts showing up with missing limbs.
Point
Mr.
of
Orr,
order.
Mr. Orr, sit down.
Sit down.
Sit down. Okay, any other public comments regarding this? Mr. Taylor?
Good evening, Council. Good evening, Council, Madam Mayor. My name is Joe Taylor, 1109 Utah Avenue, President of Kootenai Cross Country Ski Club. Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight about the Cross Country Ski Club. The Cross Country Ski Club promotes health and wellness and encourages outdoor activity during the winter through cross-country skiing, helping residents stay fit, reduce stress, and connect with nature on 13 miles of groomed trails in the Kootenai National Forest, state of Montana, and city land in South Flower Creek area. Our club is very proud of the youth development and education we provided this community for over 40 years. We've offered after-school classes, developmental teams, and race programs that build skills, skiing skills, confidence, and lifelong fitness habits for the kids of this community. This year, the club is hosting and training 35 5th to 8th grade children in the Libby Public Schools Kootenai Outdoor Adventure Program on Tuesdays and Thursdays of the month of January. Separate from the school-affiliated program, the club also offers lessons for littles, getting kids as young as 7 years old on classic cross-country skis in a fun and friendly atmosphere. This program is experiencing significant growth. We already have 26 littles signed up for our Monday and Wednesday sessions that run from January until the snow melts, which was mid-March last year. The club also has a developmental team for intermediate kids teaching classic skate skiing, as well as introduction to biathlon, and the club has a race team for advanced youth skiers looking to compete in races and or train at a high level. Our club believes in community building through events or inclusive events like the annual Wolf Chase races, beginners fun ski days, and night skiing brings family and friends together for low pressure fun, fostering social bonds and creating lasting memories and welcoming non-competitive atmosphere. Our club believes in providing accessible recreation for a wide variety of age, skills, and ability. As a volunteer-run nonprofit, we provide affordable ski rentals. Our ski rentals are actually this Saturday from 10 to 1 p.m. at our warming hut on Flower Lake Road. We provide lessons and biathlon range to make winter sports available to everyone regardless of experience or budget. Our club survives on grants, donations, and membership, but there is no fee required to use our volunteer groomed trails. Anyone in this community or outside of town can come and use our trails at any time of the year, whether it's winter, summer, spring, or fall. We do not charge for this. You do not have to be a member to use this. Our facilities benefit this community. We take the stewardship of our trails and the environment seriously. Providing for safe parking from this project under consideration is very important to the club, and the community members that use their Carazon facilities. Safe, adequate parking is important for the school bus that drops off the Kootenai Outdoor Adventure Program kids after school, and for the dozens and dozens of parents coming to park and pick up their kids after lessons are over for the day. Current parking constraints are a significant barrier to the club hosting junior national qualifiers. Thank you.
Okay. Any other public comments?
Jared Lampton, 1022 Mineral. Good evening, Council and Mayor. I just want to speak in favor also of the parking lot project. I want to thank the city, the mayor, whoever else has been involved for taking this on, for supporting it, for allowing grant money to be awarded towards this project. Mr. Taylor spoke very well in favor of the project and all the merits of the ski club and what it does for the community and the kids of the community. I don't need to add to that, but it is imperative that we have a decent parking lot. And more than that, to put the whole issue of this gravel pile and whatever's happened in the past to rest and make a useful area out of it for the community to enjoy. So I believe strongly in this, and I believe that in fact the city's water supply will be more protected than it was before as a result of this project. And so thank you very much for voting for it and for supporting it.
Thank you. Any other public comments? Any other public comments? Other public comments? And I'll bring the discussion back to the council table. So the issue has been raised about maintenance and who would be responsible for maintaining the parking lot. And also, Mr. Sykes, when they were doing those potholing up there, there was no indication that there was hazardous materials
No, Madam Mayor and Council.
on site?
They couldn't even find the large chunks of concrete that were supposedly into it. And they did 4 rather large test holes with an excavator at the 4 corners of it, towards a little bit more towards the center.
Okay. So, and obviously, if they should encounter any hazardous materials, work would stop till that was identified and taken care of. So, I would point out that the parking lot would essentially be a city-owned parking lot. It would not belong to anyone else. The ski club does not have a lease on that side of the property, and so technically it would fall to the city to maintain. And but that is not any different from any other facility, recreation facility we have. So if you have comments to that, I know that causes Mr. Williams heartburn out there to some degree. But I do think that the spoils pile as it is also a responsibility that we've been trying to deal with. So,
we have long had a working relationship with the county, sharing resources for different activities, and could we continue to do that in this case if the county's plowing Flower Creek Road?
Well, they will. I talked to Jerry Ray, and Mr. Williams, and I talked to him, and they will continue to plow up there and plow around it as it is right now. When it gets developed, they're not sure that they want to be plowing inside the parking lot, but they are willing to plow the Norgard Trail parking lot, which is adjacent to and would open up some parking as well. So they would be willing to keep that open. So
there's probably opportunity for future discussions.
Yes, I would say so.
I don't think it's enough to sabotage the opportunity to develop the parking lot.
Okay.
With free money.
Okay. So
Is Mr. Taylor?
Yes, sir.
Do you and Mr. Lampton, do you guys have anybody within your volunteer group that has a snowplow that is willing to help out with that up there?
Yes, we do. We don't know what it's going to look like until it's built, but we need to have a problem to plow before we have a solution to plow it. So even if we have to figure out over the course of the season where we can't use it, and we have to figure out how we can get it plowed next year, we would still much rather have the problem of having a parking lot that we need to figure out how to use than a spoils pile that is of no use.
Okay.
So please do not let our inability to commit to, yes, we can plow this, as an obstacle for this, because right now we don't have a 100% solution, but if we have a parking lot, then we at least have something we can work goals towards. But we can't build a parking lot.
Correct.
We need you to help us with that.
Thank you.
I make a motion we approve the engineering plans to build a parking lot at Flower Creek cross-country ski course and remove the spoils pile.
Second.
Okay, are there any comments before the vote? Then all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. We will move forward with the development of that parking lot. Brings us to the updated employees policy and procedures manual. That's been laying out there. We did update it with some recommendations from Mr. Chisholm that were available at the last meeting. There's been some questions about the weapons section that was added. Mr. Taylor, did you get your questions answered?
Yes, Mr. Sykes.
Okay. So
Sent
are
out
there
the answers.
are there any other questions regarding this policies and procedures?
Make a motion to update the employee policies and procedure manual.
Okay. Okay. So are there any comments or questions regarding it with the motion on the floor? Okay. Then I would open it to the public for public comment. There has been a copy over here available to look at. So is there any public comment regarding the updated policies and procedures manual for employees? Any public comment? Public comment. Then all in favor of approval of that updated manual?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And I will point out that it is possible to update any section at any time. The problem is that it kind of forgets to be done. So when the CBA is updated, we don't always remember to update the policies and procedures with those new things. So I'm just saying that it's not set in stone. It's a living document. So, but thank you. The motion carries and that is approved. Which brings us to the Chamber of Commerce 25-year lease. We do have a 25-year lease that the Chamber has agreed to. Do you have any final comments? Okay, does the council?
Make a motion to approve the 25-year lease with the Libby Area Chamber of Commerce.
I don't comment. I will be abstaining from this vote.
Okay.
Due to my partner working at the Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you.
I'll second the motion.
Okay. Are there any questions? We've been through this several times, so any comments on it? Okay. Any?
Should you abstain with having the Downtown Business Association?
No.
No, it doesn't create a conflict.
Oh, okay.
No.
Good question.
I just didn't know.
So is there any public comment regarding this lease? Public comment? Public comment. Okay, then all in favor of the motion to approve the Chamber of Commerce lease?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. We'll move that forward. Next agenda item is the part of the reason the Chamber needed that long-term lease is regarding their building and the grant they're pursuing to replace that building. And it happens to be the same grant that Sherry is looking for. But we have been in communication with the Chamber about including the Mineral Avenue project improvements into that grant request, which would allow us, the city, to have a really big heads up or a foot up or whatever you want to call it in getting those sidewalks and lights portion of the Mineral Avenue project. So, but before they move forward, they would really like to know that they have the support. Again, so that is what this request is for.
Hello, I'm Jackie. I'm at 517 Montana Avenue. Good evening, City Council and Madam Mayor. As the City of Libby enters the transition of leadership, the Chamber wants to ensure we continue moving forward with the city's support on the Montana Tourism Development Grant application, now due January 22nd. This grant is the next step in the long-term revitalization and rebranding work we have been advancing together since 2016. From launching the Unified Community brand to improving Libby's online presence and strengthening our tourism messaging, these efforts have been pieces of a broader branding and economic development strategy. This grant is simply the next step in that same trajectory. If the Chamber is awarded the tourism grant, it will support projects to enhance visitor experience. One of those ways will be strengthening Mineral Avenue's appearance and appeal to visitors and shoppers alike. With the grant, our goal is to help increase tourism revenue to the City of Libby, which is already a long-term goal of the Chamber. These projects will require no financial contribution from the city and as much participation as the city would like. Continued partnership between the Chamber and the city will be essential for a successful implementation. I'm sure there will be plenty of questions regarding the grant and the project specifics. Just know that most of these questions do not have answers yet. If we are awarded the grant, the first entire year is set aside for development and planning. We are here to ensure the city is interested in participating, as we cannot move forward without your support.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions? Does the council have any questions?
I would make a motion to include.
Oh, sorry, I have some questions.
Oh.
Not necessarily for you, Jen. Sorry. So, in light of the public comment we heard from Ms. Turner and the Shea project, I fully support the Chamber's pursuit of this grant, but I also fully support the Heritage Museum's pursuit of this grant. I think it's unfortunate it couldn't be a whole one complete grant from the City of Libby. With all these projects together, I think it would be like just fantastic. It would blow them out of the water. One of my comments during the Lore dinner was that this community still operates in silos too much, and we don't play together very well. My question is, can the mineral project be included in the Chamber's application as well as the Shade's application, should one of them not get approved?
That would be a question. I believe that Ms. Turner already has a lot of projects that she's including with the Shea application. Is that correct?
They're very small projects.
One of which they've approached us about is the Hall Ridge. I know that they were the same, some of the same things as last year. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the Eureka Museum, the Troy Museum projects. So they've kind of already made that decision of what the projects.
But my specific question is, can our Mineral Avenue Improvements project, can we support including that in both applications? Because if one fails and it's not included in the other, then we miss out on that.
I think the cost for mineral is more than the Heritage Museum would like to include. They're looking more, I believe, at the bridge. Correct me if I'm wrong.
And just a second. Okay. 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 So we don't have a clear answer on that yet. Go ahead. Do you have another question?
No, that's my biggest question. I guess, because I think the city should be partnering on both of those.
Mr. Taylor, did you have a question? Okay.
Can I respond to this?
You may.
I think that with the city partnering with both of them, both opportunities for very different ones, this one is geared more towards tourism, or this one is geared more towards historic, museum type of things where the whole
Both tourism. That's,
tourism,
that's
right.
very much
100%
tourism.
Right. I'm just saying they're two different scopes, it looks like. While they're still under tourism, this one is museum and this one is more towards actual tourism.
Okay,
Well, one's for a building and the other's for a project that is designed to generate income with an activity that's going to funnel dollars into the community to, ride on the shade locomotive and learn about logging and our community's heritage. I think it has a hugely potential for long-term impact for actual economic dollars. I mean, if there ever was opportunity for the city to be involved in economic development, this is it.
Okay, is there any other council comments? And I'll open it up to the,
Madam Mayor, I do
sure.
have a comment after
Sure.
listening to everyone here. I guess the question would be for the two groups, do they want to sit down together and talk about combining this or not? If they're not interested, then that's not on us. We do have till January 22nd, is that correct? So we could see if they want to meet between now and the next council meeting, and if not, then we move forward.
Okay. I'm going to open up for public comment because the chamber has something they want to say. So open up for public comments.
Hi, I'm Devin again. So we did look into combining everything into the grant. We did our due diligence in the community and with the stakeholders, and the SHAE unfortunately scored very low on that with the community and the stakeholders. The secondary part of that is that the Minerals Chief project takes up 95% of the money in the grant. That is a very expensive project, very much needed project, but it takes up pretty much all of the money in the actual grant. Is there any other questions?
Thank you. Any other public comments? Any other public comments? Ms. Turner?
I believe that isn't true.
It's only comments. I don't have any answers to questions, okay?
Okay.
So
I believe there's plenty in 2.75 million to include 550,000 for the museum and whatever the city needs and whatever the Chamber of Commerce needs.
Okay.
I believe it will all fit inside that amount.
Okay, thank you. Any other public comments? Mr. Beebe?
John Beebe, 410 7th Avenue North. Improvement grants versus tourism grants, two different grants, two different piles. Combining them into one seems just off cuff here. I think that would limit both to each individual pile. We should get most as we can for either one or both. Second issue was in the Mineral Avenue Improvement Project, within the defined boundaries of the project, just across the road from the boundary, we have almost a half a block, the old school there that's fallen in on itself, that needs improvement, that would help with parking in our Mineral Avenue improvements. Why wasn't that included in that, and why shouldn't it be? If we're going to improve Mineral Avenue, that's Mineral Avenue, that's a lot of good parking spaces for special events and different things. Why wasn't that included? The boundary is right across the street. Just a couple of thoughts I wanted to throw at you that as I've been following these two projects, we certainly want the most that we can get on either in either of these areas, and there are two different areas. It seems if we combine them, that may limit us in the grants available for each individual item. Just thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comments?
Hello again. So I wanted to kind of shed some light a little bit, excuse me, on what this tourism development grant is all about. The Senate Bill 409 that passed, I believe, 2 years ago, a lot of this money that comes from lodging tax from around the state, and tourism itself is one of the biggest industries in the state of Montana. Ultimately, our goal is to create a way for Libby, Montana to sustainably encourage tourism to our under-visited areas. So while we have looked at different stakeholders and we've asked questions to the community and within our chamber members, our goal is to sustainably increase tourism. We want money to come into Libby, and we want that tourism money, and those people can go wherever they want after that. But we want them here for a night, 2 nights, spend your money, increase our lodging, increase our restaurants. And that's our ultimate goal with this grant. I hope that helps.
Any other public comments? Any other public comments? You had a chance, and you really don't get multiple comments, okay? Multiple times. Okay, any other comments? I'm going to bring it back to the council table, and I'm going to point out that the chamber had at the dam and one other very public place, they had community comments available and ended up with a long list of suggestions, and it ended up weeding down to what they are doing right now. So it's just another one of those. They took comments, they gathered a lot of information. They didn't just in a vacuum decide what they're going to do. Just so you understand, okay? So, how does the council wish to move forward?
Well, I'll make a motion that we include Mineral Avenue Improvement Project in the Chamber of Commerce Tourism Grant application.
Okay. Second.
Okay. Is there any other comments?
So, yes, to Jackie's point, the feasibility study that was commissioned by the Heritage Museum suggests $1.2 million return dollars to the community based on visitations to the museum. I mean, they did a study, more than just interviewing people. I just think that's a big number.
Okay. Do I have a motion and a second? Okay.
I will be abstaining from this
Abstaining
vote
as
as
well.
well.
Is there any other comments before we go to a vote? So all in favor of approving the city support for the Chamber of Commerce Tourism Grant?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you. Move on to the grant writer application and job description. We've kind of been rolling this around for a while too. And Mr. Sykes did work on putting together the advertisement that would go out for that vacancy. And we're still continuing with the job description that we've kind of been trailing along for a while. Okay? Does the council have any questions or comments on it at this point?
I make a motion.
Okay.
I make a motion, we approve the advertising for the 990 grant writer and the community development coordinator position to go out to the public.
Well, second.
Okay. Any discussion concerning this document? The 2 documents? Okay. I will open it for public comments. Is there any public comment on this position and the job description and the advertisement regarding it? Any public comment? Public comment? Okay. All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We'll get that out. So the next item agenda is to approve Ethan Culp as the ex officio member of the Local Government Study Commission. Mr. Taylor is resigning from that position and has recommended Mr. Culp as his replacement on that commission.
Make a vote.
I have reservations on putting another council member on this committee.
Okay, do you want to elaborate on that just a little?
The committee, in my studies that I've done and research that I have done with MSU, they're out of scope and out of guidelines. And they have been, and I've said it before, it's backed up, it is a fact from MSU with Dan. And there is just really no bringing them back in line. Okay. And I am concerned about putting another council member in that position.
Okay. Any other comments?
I concur with Ms. Berger. I think the potential for litigation is high. I think the commission's gone rogue. I would be very concerned for Mr. Culp, but it is his decision.
Okay. Would you like to speak to that?
I just feel the city should take every available opportunity to increase dialogue with stakeholders in the community and the people who live here. So that's my view on taking this position.
Okay.
So you're fine with taking the position?
Yeah, I'm willing to do this. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Any other council comments?
I agree with the gentleman to my right. We need to be involved in this commission. That's part of what the ex officio is. The only option was to have Mr. Sykes do that. And I think a council member, a voted elected official, should be a representative to the committee, or commission, excuse me.
Okay. So, do I have a motion to that effect?
I'll make a motion to approve Ethan Culp as ex officio member of the Local Government Study Commission.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Okay. Does council have any other comments before I open it for public comments?
Should I abstain from this one as well?
You can vote for yourself.
Okay. Okay, I will open this up for public comment on putting Ethan Culp as the ex officio member of the Local Government Study Commission. Public comment on that agenda item.
John Beebe, 704 East 9th. I'm the co-chair of the commission. I also have been a past member of the police commission. I resigned that because of the conflicts between the commission and this body. In the training that was received by MSU after that, I had watched on the Zoom, Dan had mentioned that the commission is actually a part of the city. And in the same sense, this commission is part of the city. As he put it, you're all in the same family, you need to work together. And so in the interest of the best, in the interest of what's best for the citizens of Libby, we should all be working together. I understand opposition, I understand disagreement. This is civil discourse. This is our republic. This is the Constitution in action. I understand opposition to that. However, we are a body of the city of Libby, and we are all to act in the best interests of the citizens of Libby who voted for this commission. Now, I would look forward to entertaining civil debate with everyone on this and the functions of the commission. I've reviewed all of the statutes, I've taken the training, and you know, as far as the statutes go, as far as I can see, we are within the statutes. And if I remember reading the statutes, an ex officio member is designated in them. So I simply want to implore everyone to overlook the acrimony, to overlook the dissension, and put the interests of the citizens ahead of everything here. This was voted in by the citizens, and we should act for them in their best interests. And this is our purpose of the commission by statute. What we're doing by statute has been misinterpreted, mispresented, mislabeled. There's been no discussion until, and as recently as last week, there was refusal of discussion. What's wrong with us discussing our issues? I vote for Ethan. I think he'll do a good job. Thanks.
Any other public comments? Mr. Orr?
I'm DC Orr, 1117 Nevada Avenue. The study commission is a voter mandate. The people who put you guys in your seats put us in our seats. And what we found is we went out in the community and talked to the people that you claim to serve. We found that public trust is at an all-time low in Libby. So what we have put together is a committee that will restore public trust through transparency and accountability, as found in the Montana Code annotated 2-2-144 5A and B. It's all right there in the law already. It isn't like we're breaking any new ground here. This is something that has already been approved, and it's getting great interest even across the state. With all that in mind, I want to thank Hugh Taylor for being the ex officio member, held our feet to the fire, and gave us some real good advice as we moved through this. Ethan Culp was the council member who came to our meetings and just tried to learn what we were doing. And I really appreciate that, Ethan. You showed an open mind and a good heart in all that. We have had 7 legal filings against us by one council member. And that's just been obstruction that has slowed us down, but it hasn't ground us to a halt. So listen to your voters. Like John said, the ex officio is a requirement. And give us Ethan Cole. I appreciate what he's done so far.
Any other public comment? Public comment? Public comment? Then all in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Congratulations, I think. Brings us to the street committee recommendation regarding the placement of the Rotary veteran parking signs in Riverfront and Fireman's Park. One of those signs is around here somewhere. They have, the Rotary has wanted them, the city to put in some placements. We didn't think that, it was kind of decided that downtown, tying up parking places downtown was a little difficult, but that the parks might be an ideal place.
Okay. Streets is recommending the placement of the Rotary veteran signs at Riverfront Park and at Fireman's Park. These placement of these signs, they are not an enforceable parking space, so if someone else parks there, not going to get a ticket. It's more of a thank you, we see you to the veterans.
I'll make a motion that we accept the committee's recommended placement.
Second.
Okay. Are there any comments regarding the recommendation?
How many are we talking about? 2 and 2?
One in each park.
One in each.
Just one in each.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions or comments from the council? Okay, open it for public comment. Is there any public comment regarding the placement of the veteran parking signs in Riverfront and Fireman's Park? Any public comments? Public comments? Public comments. Okay. All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Opposed? Leads us to the street recommendation regarding the placement of the VFW requested Purple Heart parking signs, and they want to paint the curb purple to make that indication. I'm going to give some background. This is not a new request. They came before, then they just put up the sign, the Purple Heart sign, but they put it up in a handicap space. And not all Purple Heart recipients are handicapped, so that created some issues because they kind of turned the handicap sign to the side, and I understand that there was some conflicts and that kind of stuff, so they finally made that back into a handicap space, and they want an additional space now for the Purple Heart. And I will note that the purple is not an approved street painting color. So, Ms. Berger, now that I've
Thank you.
talked.
That was good. So we recommend to bring it forward. The VFW requested that it's their first parking spot be not a handicap anymore, and put the Purple Heart space there. They would like to paint the curb purple. Again, the Purple Heart space is also not an enforceable parking situation. They'll move the sign over. We talked about where they were going to put the Purple Heart sign. There was some discussion they might put it on their building. Again, like you said, the purple is not an approved curb color. And again, this is in recognition of Purple Heart veterans.
They could paint the pole purple.
It is a good idea.
Because the pole's not the curb.
I like that.
And
I
that's
think they'll be okay.
It's
with that.
visible, and you can see in the snow and whatnot.
Good idea. Yeah. Okay, any other comments? Do I have a motion?
Make a motion for the Streets Committee recommendation regarding placement of the VFW requested Purple Heart parking sign and either curb or post painting on 2nd Street.
Not curb.
Not curb. Let's go.
What does it matter anyways? None of it's enforceable.
No, why don't we
So-
just go for the post painting?
To me, you're splitting either one. Let them do what they want. They're the one doing it.
I'll back up a pole. But I think if we do the curb purple, and then we got another, we're gonna look down the street, now we got a green one, and over there we're gonna have a blue one.
I really think we need to stick with the approved regulation colors on the curb.
I made my motion.
Okay.
You can either second it or somebody else can make
Okay,
another one.
Motion fails. Is anyone going to second? Okay, then motion fails for lack of a second. Okay.
I'll make a motion that we allow the VFW to place their Purple Heart parking sign and paint the sign full purple on 2nd Street in the space of their choice.
Second.
Okay. Any other comments or questions? I'll open it for public comment. Any public comment regarding this street recommendation? Public comment regarding the street committee recommendation? Public comment? Okay. All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We will communicate that to the VFW. So it brings us to the alcohol license applications received to date. Blackbird Bistro, Lucky Lil's Casino, Lucky Lager Casino, Pastime Bar and Lounge, Rose R Supermarket, Switchback Bar and Grill, and Town Pump.
Make a motion we approve all alcohol license applications received to date.
Second.
Okay, any questions about any of those license applications? Any public comments regarding those license applications? Public comments? Public comments. Then all in favor of the motion to approve the alcohol license applications?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Brings us to the corn-operated amusement license applications, which is the Pastime Bar and Lounge.
Make a motion, we approve all coin-operated amusement license applications today.
Second.
Okay, any questions regarding that application? Okay, any public comments regarding this application? Public comments? Public comments? Then all in favor of the corn-operated amusement license application?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. That brings us to claims received to date. Did everyone get a chance to look at the claims? It was a short staff this meeting.
Make a motion to approve all claims received to date.
Second.
Okay, was there any questions about any of the claims? Okay, any public comments regarding the claims? Public comments? Public comments? Then all in favor of the all in favor of the motion to approve the claims?
Aye.
Opposed? A motion carries. Claims are approved. Brings us to the business license applications. We are pulling one of them, which was the Great Day Improvements, LLC. That application is incomplete. So we do have applications from, it looks like Al, but it could also be A1 on the application. Roll-Offs and Hauling, LLC, I Can Do It, and Wake Up Incorporated, DBA is Copper Mountain Coffee, number 5.
Approve all business license applications received today.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, any questions about any of those applications? Okay, any public comments regarding the applications? Public comments? Public comments? Then all in favor of those business applications?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Those applications are approved. So we moved all the unfinished business, so we don't currently have any of that. Brings us to general comments from the council. Any? Does the council have any?
I do.
Yes.
This Saturday is Santa Claus at the end of Mineral and his workshop. He'll be on the move on the fire truck. I think about 1 on Saturday. No rain this year. We really don't want any.
No ice.
Yeah, no ice, no rain, just regular, normal weather.
What time is the
Oh,
thing
it's
downtown?
at 5 o'clock is the tree lighting. Santa's workshop and the village are all at 5 o'clock as well.
Okay.
And we still have room for volunteers that want to hand out gloves and socks. I know
Sure.
Mayor Peggy will be down there handing out hats and gloves. Melissa will be running the bakery with her children.
Okay.
And I'll pretty much be down there just losing my mind.
Okay. Okay. Anyone else have any comments? Okay, I'm just going to remind you about the subdivision hearings on the 15th. And if you know anybody who wants to apply for the planning board or the council vacancies, have them get applications in. And then I want to introduce a project that I've been trying to, Jennifer has been actually trying to get off ground for some time, and that is the reformation of the tree board. We have a lot of older trees. We're trying to take care of them. Jennifer's assistance has been really good over the last couple of years. But having that tree board back reformed, we do have an ordinance that allows for the tree board, and the previous one didn't quite operate within the guidelines, we'll say, and they kind of self-imploded, and it's been defunct. But I really like to start talking about bringing that back. One of the advantages is they make the decision about what trees need to be cut, what needs to be pruned. organize Arbor Day and pruning workshops and can apply for grants for the city. And there's another one out there from the DNRC available. Now, we had a $25,000 one for pruning, but that was pulled back in September after the fires. They decided they didn't have enough money to, well, actually there were 3 in the Libby area that got pulled back. And so there's a smaller grant available now that would help us with some pruning and that kind of stuff. And so I would really like to reintroduce the potential of reorganizing a tree board. So
I think that's a good idea. The ordinance needs some work, though.
the ordinance does need some work. It was really just a cut and paste from somewhere. If you want to look at it, it's the shade tree ordinance, shade tree committee. So anyway, that is something I would really like to just get restarted.
I would just offer my professional guidance to those that are unschooled on the review of subdivisions.
Mm-hmm.
This would be your first one. So if you have questions about the process or what anything means, feel free to reach out to your professional land use planner. So you're prepared.
Okay. Any other questions? Comments from the council?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Okay. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting is adjourned.
I think I was running out of patience.